Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is going to be a continuation of the series of just doing year-end updates. I do plan to do a summary video towards the end of the year, probably closer to the beginning of the new year, that kind of just talks about the progression towards the goals that I set at the beginning of the year and kind of sharing some of the highlights throughout the year of the cards that I've acquired. This one is going to be kind of giving an update on some of my player collections. So I know I did a video not too long ago showing you all the Stand Musial cards. I've done one not too long ago showing you some Albert Pujols cards, but I do plan on doing an update to that because I've gotten more cards graded since then. I haven't really done a Derek Jeter one in some time. I did share one during the spring when I had some cards graded by Derek Jeter, and I showed off a specific portion of it, which is the vast majority of the Jeter cards I have, but it's been a while since I've shared all of them. So I wanted to do just a recap of Jeter, wanted to do Pujols again. I do plan to show you where I'm at with my two sets that I haven't completed so far that were on my list, which are the 53 Bowman and then the 34 to 36 Diamond Stars. So look out for those videos in the coming weeks as I plan to kind of wrap up the year. And also at some point, maybe the beginning of the year, just kind of do a video kind of highlighting what are going to be the collecting goals for the year. Now let's get into it. So I counted the number of graded cards I had because I didn't know exactly how many Derek Jeter graded cards I had. And I'm up to 40 now. So I only have a few that are not, and they're in my little pile of ones at some point I would like to get graded. So I thought I'd show you those first and then jump into the graded cards, starting with like older to newest. So that's the 94 Bowman foil. I did try to get the Bowman foil cards from the early 90s. Here's the 94, if I'm not mistaken, Bowman foil, or 95 Bowman foil. There's also a gold version of this that I at some point would like to get. Then I have a few more that are not graded. This is the 98 International foil for that. We can move these back and make a little more room now for the next grouping of cards. Got a few more, one more foil card. This is the 1999 foil card, International foil card. See if I can move this up just a little bit so you guys can see the cards a little more clearly. So let me adjust the focus on here. Move the camera just slightly. I'm gonna move this to kind of move around a little bit, so bear with me just for a minute so I can get it all centered up. There we go. Now I'll just move these over a little bit. So there you go. You can get them a little bit better picture on there. This is an SP I pulled earlier the year when I opened a box with my friend Robbie. This is an SP actually within the SP set from I think 2008. And we have the two foils from his last season in 2015. That's card number 1 where he's jumping. And then we have the one where he is walking off the field for the last time at Yankee Stadium after he hit the game-winning hit in that game. So those are the ones that are not graded. That's what I have so far, which is exciting because now I get to go to the graded ones. And we're going to go, for this one, we're also going to go older to newest as I go through the big stack of cards here. All right, so I was kind of thinking about this. I was kind of thinking about where does kind of Derek Jeter rank in all-time Yankees. Here's his Bowman rookie. I don't have his SP rookie, the one that everybody really wants to get. It's not really on my list. Maybe at some point when I get it for a good price, I might want to do it. This is the 93 Topps Gold. I also have one that's not graded in the set that I have for the 93 Gold set. I think I've shared that one before. We go 94 Bowman's Best. There's a couple different color variations of that one. So I kind of thought about it, like, you know, where does he rank? So he's definitely not a top 3 player. You know, for me, the top 3 Yankees are going to be Garrick, Ruth, in no particular order there, and probably DiMaggio would probably be the 3rd one for me. And we got the 96 Bowman foil. I would love to hear in the comments if you have like some difference of opinion. And that's where I kind of get a little, like, where does Jeter fall in like the next grouping in there? Here we got the 97 Bowman foil, International foil. Got that one this year. Here we got the 2000 Fleer Focus. This is the Masterpiece Mania that's numbered out of 300. I've shared this card before. This is one I actually pulled out of a box back in the day, but I sold my copy. So this is one I've acquired recently as kind of my replacement. And that was when I actually was opening packs back in the early 2000s. So for me, the next kind of grouping of Yankee greats are Berra, Mantle, and then I think Derek Jeter's right in that group. You know, I think some people think that Yogi's maybe one of the best Yankees of all time, so I'm not sure exactly where he ranks in that grouping, and his numbers maybe don't say that, but he wasn't like putting up numbers in the way that you might think of players needing to do today. Here's the Gamer's Lumber that I picked up, I think 2 years ago. There's actually an autographed version of this that at some point I want to be able to get in my collection. I got that one up pretty cheaply. Those are packs I opened as well. I mean, I don't think he's in the historically Yankees better than Mantle. But I mean, he has more hits in games played, runs scored. He won 4 of the 6 World Series he appeared in a time where it was harder to get into the World Series. And now we're going to go into the Topps Golds. We're going to have a few interruptions there, but we're going to go through the Gold Series pretty much up until his retirement. That is the 2001 ones I've showcased on here quite a bit. Put these up a little bit more too, so you can see them a bit more clearly. 2002. For me, the big question was, is he the 5th best Yankee? I would put Mantle's 4. Ruth would be number 1 for me, Garrett number 2, and then DiMaggio. And then I would go with Mantle there 4, and 5, it really kind of struggled. Bear is such an all-time great. He really is. One of the best ever to play his position. I mean, would people say that Derek Jeter is one of the best ever to play shortstop? You know, I can make a case. A lot of the guys that were playing his position during his time that got a lot of WAR in his league were guys that some of the guys he later got associated with steroids. So would his numbers been higher? And he really wasn't like a guy focused on numbers. He just wanted to win, and he would do whatever he could to win for the team. So did he like just get a little slap single to move the runners along as opposed to try and get an extra base hit? Yeah, all the time. All the time. That was kind of one of the reasons he has so many hits, but it's also why he was such a winner. Here's the Kings of New York card with A-Rod, kind of talking about a guy at his position that had compiled higher WAR, which would have impacted his WAR number as a result of the numbers he posted when he played shortstop. Was a guy associated with steroids, so you know, if he leveled the playing field and took steroids out of the equation, you know, what would his adjusted WAR be? Like, I don't know. It might be much higher than it is, so it might be a guy that we're kind of saying maybe he is one of the best shortstops of all time. So, yeah, that's kind of where it really kind of struggled. Like, I think he and Berra kind of share a lot of qualities in the same way in Yankee lore. You know, maybe, he was the best player on his team, meaning Jeter during his time. Berra maybe was overshadowed quite a bit by Mickey. Deservedly so at that time. But, you know, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I want to go maybe Jeter over Berra. I'm going to probably get a lot of people saying otherwise. We got a run of 2006 cards here now. We got a 2007 or 2006 base. These are all gold cards. Still in the process of acquiring all of his gold cards. I have all the base ones of his base image, and then I'm trying to get all the ones where he's like an all-star, or if there's like a multiple player card insert that's in the set. I'm trying to kind of collect those. This is one of probably my favorite images of any Derek Jeter card of the Topps run. I don't have like a lot of Fleer cards, Donruss, or Upper Deck. I'm more just a Topps collector, so you won't see a lot of those. I think we've probably seen all those at this point. There's a few more 2006 here. Yeah, but for me, I mean, I think I would go Jeter 5 over Berra. And I know I'm biased, even though I like both of them a lot. But I would think he maybe is the 5th best Yankee of all time. These are all 2006 from the Update series. These multiple player images. Robin Cano, another guy got associated with steroids during his time. Roger Reyes was a pretty good player during his time. Didn't have the longevity that Jeter did. Obviously, he's not sitting in the Hall of Fame because of it. This was the big pickup of the year. This is the one that has Mickey Mantle in here, George Bush. This is also the gold version, which is numbered out of 2007, as you can see here on the back. So it's one I was after for a while. It's probably the most expensive Jeter I have actually at the moment. So I got that one. Another one from the same set. This is the update series. 8.5. These, because of black borders on the back, the borders and the edges are just prone to chipping quite a bit because of the black cardstock. So it kind of brings down the grade a little bit. I got 2008, one of my favorite designs from the early 2000s as well. I love the bubbles on top there with the team name. I think it looks really, really awesome on these gold cards, especially on some of the chrome variations as well. Yeah, but for me, you know, Bear would be 6. I haven't gone as far to think of like who would be like 7. I mean, there's a lot of other great names in Yankee history, from Dickey, Maris to Reggie Jackson, Catfish Hunter. Some other guys had huge contributions for him, Mariano Rivera. I don't know the Yankees. I haven't looked at their players well enough to know where they'd fit, but I was really kind of curious where he fit in the grand scheme of things. And, you know, Pujols is the other guy I collect, so I kind of know where he falls in the all-time great Cardinals. I think he is probably number 2, in my opinion. Obviously, usual being number 1. Here's 2010 Heritage. But yeah, I think Pujols would be 2. And then probably Hornsby, and the 4th one, I think, in my opinion, would probably be Bob Gibson. Derek was a little harder. Here we go. A couple of 2010s here. Got his base. Got an all-star card over here, and we got a multiple player card here of Elvis Andrus. Now, these are all gold cards, so they're going to be all numbered based on the year that they were released. It's kind of a fun little project to put together. It's been hard chasing some of these down. The reason this was kind of, I wanted to do this one is I got this one back recently because my friend submitted it for grading for me. This is the 2011 Topps Chrome, or Topps Heritage Chrome Refractor of Derek Jeter in a 9.5. Just missed the 10, and I can see why. There's a little misprint on the card itself, like a little line. It kind of looks like a scratch, but it's not. It might be on there, which probably brought it down. I'm surprised it's just a half grade, honestly, if it really is a scratch. So it might just be a print defect. Then we got some fun ones here. We're in 2011, so we have that wonderful set. This is the Cognac. There's the Diamond that I submitted for grading this year. It came back at 10. So I sold my PSA 9 as a result of getting the 10. Beautiful player cards there of Derek. Moving 2011. I still have the gold too, so I have that one. Fun looking gold cards too, although the Diamond and the Cognac and the Hope obviously get more attention for sure. Here's the one from the update series. It talks about him reaching 3,000 hits. And the gold card of the same version. Look at the diamond at some point of that one. A few more here. Now we're getting towards the end of his career. Another Heritage card. This one I got back for grading recently. Came back at 9. This is the 2012, just a chrome. It's not a refractor. A long way to go to get the Heritage with him. I'm further along on the Pujols ones. Here we got 2012. This is the first PSA 10 card I ever owned. And it was a gold version of Derek. We have 2012. The update series of All-Star Game. Grades are not as important to me because it also that kind of was able to get it at a more reduced cost, and even a 7 of a modern card actually looks pretty good, in my personal opinion. We got a fun one. This is 2013. This is from Archives, but it is based on the Gallery of Heroes that they did through the late 90s. So this is a glass card. It's kind of fun when you put it against the light. Definitely kind of captures the light. You can see through it, obviously, as you can see there. The back has the reverse image of the player on there too. Really neat cards. There's a Pujols too of that one. At some point I'd like to pick that one up. No hurry to do that. Here we got 2013. They're winding down his career. Another 2004, here's 2014. Definitely bid on some other versions of these cards in the past and just kind of only ended up winning the golds. Lost the blacks a few times. I mean, I guess if I wanted to get a black, I just need to ante up. His definitely aren't cheap. You know, he was the most popular player during his time, even though he wasn't the best player, but he definitely had the biggest name recognition, so his cards still kind of hold that gravitas even to this day. And here's the last two. We got 2015. This is the gold. They hit the game-winning hit there. In his final game at Yankee Stadium, here he is walking off the field. It's a 10. And that is a Pop 1 with SGC. There might be some PSA 10s over at PSA. So that's it. That's my Derek Jeter card collection up to this point. And just for going forward, some of the ones that I want to be able to still acquire for this are just kind of finishing out the gold run, as I mentioned. And then trying to get all the Heritage Chrome refractors. His are going to be a little more costly as I get into the early 2000s. We really see a price hike on those cards at that point. And same with Pujols when you get to the early 2000s, but it'll be kind of fun putting that together. And then far into the future, once those are kind of done, you know, I might want to go with the Chrome refractors, which are taking back into the 90s for Derek Jeter, or maybe going after some of the blacks if I could, which wouldn't take me into the 90s, but would be part of the 2000s and onwards, and it would probably just be picking up a few here and there over time because they're pretty expensive. So that's what I got, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. I'm gonna stop this video now and gonna get back to the game I was watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and take care.